Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. We are back in my garage with my Nissan 370Z, and in today's video we're going to be talking about should you buy a used Nissan 370Z. To put it simply, yes. Now the reason I say this is because these cars are great cars. They're reliable cars. They last a long time. Like, honestly, it's a good sports car buy. I mean, if you look at the competition, as far as reliability and longevity is concerned, you can't really get much better than this, at least in my opinion. Now, I bought this car at 15,000 miles. The previous owner took very good care of it. There's a whole list on Carfax of consistent oil changes and everything, and it even came with a car cover as well. So I assume that maybe someone older drove the vehicle. I'm not really sure why they gave it up at 15,000 miles. Maybe they just didn't want to deal with getting in and out of it. It is a really low car to get into, but honestly, these cars are great. The power is great. You can modify them. There's a whole huge aftermarket for this car. So definitely a good buy if you want to get into the car scene and you want to modify your car. Now, I bought this car completely stock, nothing modified on it. I did all the modifications myself, so the headlights, taillights, intakes, lighting, just like everything on the car, I did myself. So if you were to look up a 2016 Nissan 370Z Sport Tech, and you look at the stock photo and you look at my car, you'll be able to instantly see the differences. So I will say that when it comes to choosing the right 370Z for you on the used market, make sure you're buying a vehicle, a 370Z, that is above 2014 year. Because before year 2014, on the 370Zs, there are some problems that they had to fix. One of them being an oil cooler, because my car is a 2016, so I do have the oil cooler, but the older years did not have an oil cooler. And honestly, these cars get really hot. Even with the stock oil cooler that I have on my car, I still see oil temps that are going way too high sometimes. And obviously, heat is not good for your engine. You know, overheating your engine is not a very fun time. So you want to look for basically 2014 and newer for that reason, but also another reason as well. So on these cars, there is an oil gallery gasket that does go bad between 80 and 100,000 miles on the older year 370Zs, so anything before 2014 pretty much. And that repair is very extensive, and if you don't repair it or replace the part, basically your engine is going to blow up. Because what will happen is you'll lose oil pressure, and then your engine just goes kaboom, and it's not a fun time. So if you can find a good 370Z that is above year 2014, you should be all set. Trust me when I say this, you do not want to deal with replacing an oil gallery gasket. You have to take off the whole front of the engine, pull the engine out, and it's not a fun time. Now, when it comes to choosing the right trim for you, the sport trims are the best ones to get because, in my opinion, they have the best wheels, they have the best brakes, and they honestly just look the best. So I have the Sport Tech version, which means I have the Akabono brakes, front and rear. I have the raised forged wheels. These are stock wheels from Nissan. I also have a wing, which the base models do not have. And I also have a Bose speaker system. Should say Bose down here. So Bose speaker system. I have backup camera, infotainment system. A lot of nice features in this car. Also in this car, I have the illuminated kick plate, which some of the older years do not have. So that's a pretty cool feature. But overall, I like this car. I would highly recommend getting the Sport package. You don't have to get the Tech package if you don't want, but the Tech package does come with those good speakers and the backup camera and that whole infotainment system in the middle. So I definitely recommend getting that if you can find it. But it is a little bit pricier, so keep that in mind. So when it comes to choosing the right 370Z for you, just keep in mind that mileage does play a role as well. I bought mine at 15,000 miles. I'm currently at 53,000 miles. So I am still putting the miles on it. It is my only vehicle, so my daily driver. And honestly, it's a fun car, but just keep in mind that as the miles go up, you may have to replace certain things like hoses and other maintenance items like that. But a big thing for me when finding a 370Z was to find one that was stock, so that way I can modify it myself from scratch. So as the car stands right now, I do believe I'm at a good point with modifications on my car. I don't think I'm really going to add anything else at this time, but Keep in mind that when you buy a 370Z and you buy one that's already modified from someone else, you don't really know if there's any issues or where they're coming from. Like, it's just a better deal to get one stock and then do it yourself. So when you buy a stock 370Z and you modify it and you get it to look the way you want it to look, I promise you, you will be very, very pleased, very happy. You'll know exactly what's going on if any issues arise because you've done the work, you know what you installed, and you know how it affects the car. So basically what I'm saying is buy a stock 370Z if you can find one. With all that being said, I want to thank you for watching today's video. If you have any questions, put them down below in the comments. Any video ideas you want to see with my 370Z, let me know as well down below. With all that being said, I'll see you in the next one.